USS Powhatan was a side-wheel steam frigate built for the United States Navy. She was named after Powhatan, a Native American tribe from eastern Virginia, and she was one of the last side paddle frigates built for the U.S. Navy. Built at a cost of $785,000, she displaced 3,765 long tons, had a length of 253 feet 8 inches, a beam of 45 feet, and a draft of 18.5 feet. Her Mahaffey and Company steam engines produced 1,500 horsepower to her side paddle wheels, but she also had a twin-mast sail rig and could reach a top speed of 11 knots. She was crewed by 285 men, armed with one 11-inch Dahlgren gun, 10 9-inch Dahlgren guns, and 5 12-pounder guns. She was designed by Samuel Hart, and her keel was laid on August 6, 1847, at Gosport Shipyards in Portsmouth, Virginia. She was launched on February 14, 1850, and commissioned on September 2, 1852, under the command of Captain William Mervyn. Mervyn? Mervyn? I don't know. After shakedown in Norfolk, she joined the home squadron as Commodore John T. Newton's flagship, sailing for New York, where she was visited by Secretary of the Navy John P. Kennedy. She departed New York on October 16, 1852, for Veracruz, with the new minister to Mexico, Judge Alfred Conkling, aboard. She returned to Virginia via Havana and Pensacola afterwards. Under the command of Commodore William J. McCluney, she was next assigned to the East India Squadron and arrived on station via the Cape of Good Hope in mid-June 1853. Her arrival in Chinese waters coincided with an important phase of Commodore Perry's expedition to open commercial relations with Japan, by gunpoint. She then served as Perry's flagship during his visit to Whampoa, which I'm sure I just pronounced horribly wrong, in November. On Valentine's Day, 1854, she entered Edo Bay with the rest of the squadron, remaining until the Convention of Kanagawa was signed, and she was part of the force that was there to, well, be a show of force. After the signing of the treaty, she moved to Shimoda, which had been opened by the treaty and was the site of the future American consulate. While at Shimoda, Yoshida Shoin, I think, came aboard and unsuccessfully requested to be taken to the U.S. During August 1855, she and the HMS Rattler participated in a battle against Chinese pirates off Kowloon. She returned to the U.S. on Valentine's Day, 1856, with the new treaty. The U.S.-Japanese Treaty of Amity and Commerce was signed on her deck 2 years later in July 1858. U.S. Minister Ward came to Penang on the Ganges and was transferred to Powhatan to take him to Pekin in May 1859. On February 13, 1860, she accompanied the Japanese ship Conran. Conran? I don't know. Conran Maru, that departed on the 9th from Yokohama, headed to San Francisco as part of the first official embassy of the Empire of Japan to the U.S. She served as a flag officer at Garrett J. Pendergrass flagship at Veracruz, and all seemed well, but on April 12, 1861, forces of the newly formed Confederate States of America, former slave states that had seceded from the Union, bombarded Fort Sumter, and war were declared. Powhatan served throughout the war. In April 1861, while under the command of Lieutenant David Dixon Porter, she assisted in the relief of Fort Pickens in Florida. President Lincoln actually tried to countermand the order, sending her to Fort Pickens, and instead wanted her to relieve the besieged Fort Sumter. However, because Secretary of State William Seward had signed the order Seward rather than Lincoln, it was ignored. She assisted in the establishment of the blockade of Mobile on May 26th, capturing the schooner Mary Clinton on the 29th. She joined the blockade at the southwest pass of the Mississippi River for the rest of the summer, retaking the schooner Abby Bradford. During the fall, she pursued CSS Sumter through the West Indies. She operated off Charleston from October 1862 to August 1863, capturing the Major E. Willis and the C. Rotero before being deployed to the West Indies again under Rear Admiral James L. Lardner. She participated in the successful reduction of Fort Fisher over Christmas 1864 and the subsequent capture. After the war in 1865, she sailed from Boston with the Tuscarora and Vanderbilt, escorting the Monadnock to California via Cape Horn. She was the flagship of the South Pacific Squadron under Admiral John Dahlgren from December 12, 1866 to July 14, 1868. In March 1866, she was sent to Valparaiso to protect U.S. interests during the Chincha Island War. In August 1868, she sustained damage to her paddle wheels at Callao, Peru during the Arica earthquake. From 1869 to 1886, she was attached to the North Atlantic Squadron and was flagship through September 1869 to the end of 1870. On August 24, 1873, she was caught in a storm at Halifax and was driven from her moorings at the Cunard Wharf. She served as a flagship again from the 4th of July, 1877 to the end of 1879. During this period, 3 of her sailors earned the Medal of Honor for rescuing fellow sailors who were drowning. They were landsman George W. Cutter, seaman Joseph B. Noel, and coxswain William Anderson. In 1877, she was ordered to Baltimore, Maryland, along with the Swatara on a peacekeeping mission following the city riots, which themselves were a result of the Great Railroad Strike of 1877. She ended her career with several cruises in Cuban waters to protect American commerce. She was decommissioned on June 2, 1886, and was sold to Bardet Pond of Meridian, Connecticut, for scrap on August 5, 1887. Well, despite me struggling greatly to get through that video with all the different languages I had to attempt to pronounce, and also one of my decor things in my apartment falling down, we managed to get through that. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and, yeah, hopefully next video's audio quality will be better, and by audio quality, I of course mean my narration, but we'll see. I mean, you guys probably don't come here for spectacular narration, so, yeah. Anyway, hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.